Hello friends, welcome to our channel Tech Diffusion. So today we will discuss more about C++ advanced programming with part 6. And as previously the part 5 we are used some related and discuss some about the process related. So today we will discuss more about again the some remaining part of process and then C++ some process related basic programming and like how the one process call to other process and how we create our own child process and how the parent process we can see. So this will things these are the things we will discuss more about today's programming. Okay, and if you are like a Linux user, then I will also show you that thing like how Linux user can see that things. Okay, but as we are working on the Windows, and then I completely this series is related to Windows related. So today we will discuss more about that process. So let's not taking that much time and let's start. Okay, so as you already know, what are the previously we did. So I'm not taking that much time for you. That part 6 C++ advanced programming series. This previously we discussed more about sockets, how we can create our own socket programming. Then we create some threading concepts and threading life cycles and thread programs as well as and then thread C++ program. Then we previously discussed what is the process, what are the difference between the process and program, and some other how we can see the process and what are the inside part of the process and some other parts of the same process way and attributes of process process ID, process state. These are the things we discussed more about already in the process and the life cycle of the thread as well as we discuss what are the steps like the how the thread is created and where it's stopped, how we can already we discussed these things. So I'm not taking that much time for that. So let's start the other depending concept of process. This is two more concept which is related to process. So what is that next thing, like what is the context switch and mode switch? So if we are talking about that mode switch, then CPU privilege level is changed in that actually the mode switch and for example when a system call is made and fault occur, whenever we are calling some process and fault occur, then kernel works more privileged mode than standard user task. So if user wants to process access these things and accessible to the kernel, what is that? So the question is coming on that, what is that kernel? Kernel is like the same as like a our in our human body, like a heart, similar kind of in that OS. Kernel is the heart of that OS. Okay, so kernel do the everything, okay, for like creating the process and assigning the process some work. So everything by handling by the kernel. Okay, so the kernel is made a switch must occur and the currently executing the process need to be changed during the mode switch. Okay, so this is the basic thing about context switch, and the mode switch typically occurs on the process context switch to occur. Only the kernel can cause a context switch. Okay, so means like a context switch only doing by that kernel. Okay, but the mode switch can do by process as well, as when we are switching from one process to another. Like once our one process work is complete, then other process also can do that mode switching, we are changing that one song to other. So that is also one process part. Okay, so means that is a part of mode switch, one of that example. Now the other example, if we are talking other thing, other one more concept, that is CPU bound versus IO bound processes. Like CPU bound process is required CPU time and spend more time to the running state. Like whenever we are creating that process, then it's required more time to compare with the IO bound process. Okay, so CPU time it's required more the running state, and then if we are talking about the IO bound process, then IO means related to IO time. That means our input output time less compared to CPU time. So IO bound process spends more time in the waiting state. Like waiting states, they are wait for the other resources. So this is the basic thing about two more concept of process. So we can now can say that the process is complete. Okay, that means the process theoretical concept everything is complete. Now we are coming on that programming of that process. Okay, so I'm not taking that much time on the process. First program is my all related to how one process called to another process. For that what I use, and I'm explaining you that as well as. Okay, so for that I'm use the code blocks. That is very simple program. Okay, I am using the same, the Visual Studio. So in that very simple program, like our main program, main is also one type of a process. Okay, so one process is called to another, that means from the system we are calling that other process. Okay, so system notepad.exe, I am opening with that one process, that is our main process. Okay, now so from main process we are opening that notepad.exe, that is one process called to other process. Okay, so that is very simple. For that IO stream header file we need to use, and that like opening notepad, that is a print related part, and system, that is notepad.exe. So we can put our other exe as well, as like previous one program I already created, like how to call like other processes in that C++. That my other videos also exist, where you can see like other things as well, as or if you want to do that thing, that is also I use on that system. So let me not taking that much time, I let me directly start that program. If you can see that, that is running that one console, that is already console application. Now you can see that it's opening that notepad file. You can type anything over there. Okay, and you can save as well, as so it will save that thing. Okay, it will like same, it's not opening that notepad, you can do any action over there in the notepad as well as. Okay, so this is the one C++ process related, like one process called to other program, that is also one process. So that is one process related one part one program. Now let me come to the next one. Okay, so you can also see that same things and the other process. Okay, now we come to the next one, that is also I did, and I write on that that is our code block software. Okay, for that what I use a windows.h, studio.h, because I created that C syntax. You can use also that C plus syntax, like the for the printf and
you're actually preparing it for a pivot. I think every analyst needs to be able to
okay,
pivot
you
to
can do that thing same way.
I would encourage you to learn more about pivots.
Okay,
They have three major parts.
okay, so that is one more thing you can do that. Okay, so let me by showing that what are the things like windows.h, stdio.h. So you can also use your C++ syntax like printf I use. So you can also use that other way as well, as because for the printf I'm using only for the syntax printing, but other things already processed in that C++ way. Okay, so you can use this same way. Let me run this program. So similar kind of you can do the one, create one project, that is console related project, and you can copy paste this program. I will provide all these things once my programming series is complete. All this information, their PT, and these all are the programs I will provide in a one link. You can download from your, and you can use this for your future reference. Okay, so not taking that much time, we can run these things. Okay, so you can presently see that things like, well, a project create a process looks okay, exit after 5000 microseconds, Microsoft Windows version, Microsoft Corporation, all right reserved, and the process handle has been successfully, and the thread handle has been closed successfully, and then press key continue. So now let me showing that thing by programmatically how it is happening. Okay, so that is our main process, same thing. That are some basic syntax related to memory, so I'm not going to that part. So I'm directly coming on to that start a child process. Like as I already told, the main is our main parent process, and when we are creating the new process, that is the in the windows, so we need to open that one method, that is a create process. Okay, that is already part of windows related part. Okay, so the similar I created like cmd.exe, I'm opening that. Okay, and then I'm providing some like module name, that is a module name, and other argument like command line. If you are providing the process handle not inheritable, this thread is not inheritable, and other is like set handle inheritance to false, and no creation flags, and use the parent environment blocks, use parent starting directory, and the pointer to starting information structure. Okay, and the pointer process information structure. So in the windows, when we are creating a child process, these are the arguments we need to provide to that to create a process. Okay, but in the Linux it is very simple one, that I will also show you. how we can, I can just show you that thing, but I can't run that thing. Okay, so I will explain you that as well as. Okay, then means like if we are failed to create process, then it will print like that, and if it is successfully, then it will print is like that. Okay, and like it is waiting for that other object. Okay, the child process, then it will show you the like method wait for the single object. Okay, then p1 dot as and the time second. Okay, then printf same thing like the close handle. So as we already know that we have, whenever we create like thread or process, we need to use the handle in that Windows programming. Okay, so similar like a process handle has been closed successfully. Then again, whenever we create the process, then we need to close that handle. Similarly, like we have, whenever we create like process, then thread is also created for that. So we need to close the thread as well as. So this is this Windows related process related one program, which is I show you how we can create our child process, and like how we can call and how it is will run, and what are the things we required. Okay, so I even show you that output as well as you can see that all the things I put it over there. Okay, so let me close this one, that will like. Okay, and now let me show you the same thing in the Linux environment, how we can use in the Linux environment. Okay, so let me come to that Linux environment. So if we are talking about the Linux environment, there are for that Linux uniistd.h header file we have, and studio.h is same. Okay, and the uniistd, if you want in the Windows programming, then you need to install the Sigwin or other one software as well as. Okay, so install WSL. These are the two software. From that we can use that uniistd.h. Okay, okay. So main is the same, and the fork. Fork method create your child process. Where in the Windows we have used that create process, right? And in Linux we have a fork. And without the fork, we no need to provide any argument over there. But in the Windows we need to provide some arguments as well as. Okay, like once we creating that child process, then we are getting that process ID as well as. Okay, so see, that is the way we can get the process ID from that in the Linux system. Okay, like similar like this will the output like parent process like that. And the similarly, this is the one more program where we can get the parent process ID as well as, like what is the my, who is my parent or the my child. So like this is my parent, this is my ID, and this is my get parent process ID. Okay, so this is the way we are, and the output like it will show you like this, like this is my ID and my parent ID is like this, and the similar kind of output will you will get once you complete run this program in the Linux system. I will provide this all this information in my video. Once I finish this in the PPT part, means related to the C plus or dance programming, everything, then we will come to this part. All the things I will provide in that last video. Okay, so guys, if you think my video is good and helpful for you, so please do not forget to like, share, and subscribe my channel. It will very helpful for me and to increase my viewership and help to me. Like please, so subscribe my channel, comment and like, share and subscribe. Thanks for watching my video, guys.